they call Puppies.
In the last of our three-part series on therapy dogs, we head to an unusual place where dogs receive their training.
Puppies Behind Bars uses prison inmates to change wounded soldiers' lives. George Dwyer has that story.
Shortly after he returned home from combat duty in Iraq, Bill Campbell began experiencing symptoms of PTSD.
Well, when I first got back, I guess I was just kind of quieter, but as time went on, it just got worse and worse and worse.
The effect of the disease was to leave him feeling isolated and fearful of the outside world.
One of his psychologists told him about dog tags.
Dog Tags is a program begun by Gloria Gilbert Stoga.
Good girl, Deja.
The program places highly trained service dogs with physically and emotionally disabled veterans.
Initially, I was a little bit apprehensive about it. I had never owned a dog before.
You a good boy? Yeah.
Bill's dog, Pax, offers him unconditional affection, just as any dog might.
He's inseparable from Bill. I mean, they go everywhere together. He gets up from his chair and moves wherever he's going, and the dog gets up and follows him. And at night when we're sitting watching the TV, the dog's like, just staring at Bill, you know.
But beyond companionship, Pax is also trained to provide specific relief for Bill's PTSD symptoms.
Good boy.
We also teach our dogs 2 specific commands for those dogs who are going to soldiers with PTSD.
Got my back means that Pax stands post over Bill when he's out in public, seeing to it that no one sneaks up on him unawares. When Pax blocks, that simply means that he moves to occupy the space between Bill and advancing strangers. Bill says Pax and his protective presence have transformed his life.
Before, I'd just stay home all the time. I wouldn't basically go anywhere, but now I'll go places that I wouldn't have gone to before.
Good boy.
But before Pax was ready to become Bill's dog,
Oh, Cody.
he had to attend boot camp himself, just as these wet-nosed trainees are doing. Their instructors are prison inmates, confined at one of 7 prisons, including this one north of New York City.
Good stay.
Very nice, Mark. Excellent sit.
Gloria herself trains the inmates to train the dogs in basic obedience, manners, and socialization skills.
They work incredibly hard getting these dogs to be the best they can be, and then they give the dogs up. And they know they're never going to see the dogs again.
Inmate Angel Claudio, convicted of manslaughter, has been behind bars for 29 years. He's convinced that working with his dog Ella has made him a better man.
Even though you're confined, you're extending your hand to society and letting them know that I did something wrong, however, I'm doing something right.
The people who are raising these dogs are emotionally fragile. The dogs are going to soldiers, certainly soldiers in the case of those suffering from PTSD who are emotionally fragile. And I'm really convinced that our dogs have developed a different sense as a result of being around inmates all the time.
That's it. Go through.
And for veterans like Bill Campbell, that has meant liberation from fear and a whole new outlook on life.
Go ahead, get it.
I should put my dog Chaco in that program.
I've seen your dog. I don't think he's going to do too well in prison.
He's big enough.